Good evening, folks. How's it going? Still on my cell phone. Gotta get the computer down here from the kid eventually, so I got a little more time. Um, Wanted to put another video out. Um, Looking over the last couple, I noticed the word coming up, faith, coming up a lot. And I was gonna originally do this video about faith and what it means to me, and basically a general explanation of it and the expectations from it. But it's just, I think, a little too early to talk about that. Not for any particular reason. Who am I to say it is too early or isn't too early? Just where I want to take this, you know. Um, One thing I want to get out before we talk about faith is the common thing of judgmental Christians. If I hear one complaint about religious people as a whole, it's how we judge others. And that always has bothered me. Um, Not that it doesn't exist. I am a victim of it myself. Can only imagine the long hair, tattoos, rock band, bada bada ba. I had a lot of judgmental situations going on. But it seems to be a common thing, a common theme with Christians in general, that we're judgmental of everybody and putting ourselves up on a horse or a pedestal. And me, myself, in my tiny little world, just does not see it that way. And I wanted you all to know that, friends, family, acquaintances, that is not what we're taught. If people morph into something like that, there's obviously nothing that can be done about that, I would say. Um, but uh, it doesn't make sense for a Christian to be judgmental, especially following Jesus Christ. Um, I How does one put a period on that and start a new sentence? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Typical cliche. Um, a familiar story in the Bible. Um, Prostitute. That Jesus comes to her aid. She's about to be stoned to death for having an affair with a married guy or something to that effect. And about to be stoned, and he steps in front of her and draws a line in the dirt, sand, gravel. And the Pharisees called him out and said, "Why do you stop this? Obviously, she's a sinner, and this is part of our traditions. Who are you to stop this?" And he said, "Those of you who are without sin, sure, go ahead and you may cast the first stone. Far be it from me. Have at it. Those of you without sin." Well, they thought about it. Yeah, couldn't really come up with that one. Stones were dropped, people walked away, saved her life. That pretty much speaks to Christianity as a whole. Now, do people fall short of that? Oh, sure they do. Yes, they do. Um, the most recent thing, my own personal experience, going to church with my family. Kids are in their early 20s to early teens, and a teacher that I had in third grade has passed away now, God rest her soul. We sit down in front of her in the pew, and she makes comments to people sitting next to her. "I just wish that guy would cut his hair." And in eighth grade, I had comments about the clothes I wore and this and that and how I'm representing God. Always been judged. I think it's not so much a Christian problem, but it's a people problem. The fact that we're Christians puts us on another level with some people for some reason, and we're supposed to be better than that, which would actually then put us on a pedestal, and yeah. So it's kind of a weird thing. But I'm here to tell you, as a Christian, as someone who does not judge, and if I find myself doing it, stop myself short and say, "What the hell are you doing? Look at yourself in the mirror first, dude." Uh, Christians are not to judge. They are not to pass judgment, make decisions without all the information. They can have thoughts, trains of thoughts. You get all the information, you make decisions based on that information. But to pass judgment, who are we to pass judgment? Again, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Um, Shorter video, so I'm probably going to end it there, but I am going to leave it with one final thought. Um, just to show you that what I'm saying is true and what we've learned is true. Jesus Christ, if you were to believe in his existence, either as a man who was here, as a real dude, whether his religious impact is true or not, but as a man who was here, you have to remember that this was a man who not only was judged, he was also crucified/murdered by the very religious leaders that he was preaching with. So not only was he judged by these very people preaching religion, he was murdered by them. And on the cross he says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So for all you Christians watching this, remember that before you pass judgment on somebody. The ones who respected religion, ran religion, the priests of the day, the Pharisees, crucified the very guy that the prophets were speaking of. Look in the mirror before you pass judgment along somebody else. Have an open mind, accept their thoughts, and talk to them, speak with them. It's not what we believe and how we're putting ourselves on a pedestal, but let them know this is what God is instructing. This is what God wants to happen. When the time is right. Until then, just tell them about Jesus. And he suffered just like the rest of us. All right. Have a great night. Wish you all well. Godspeed to all of you, and love you all. Bye now.